"Get off my property," the voice thundered through the quiet countryside morning, echoing from the edge of an old wooden porch. A single dad, his hands rough from years of service and hard work, stood tall, shielding his young daughter behind him. Dust rose as black SUVs lined up along the gravel road, men in suits stepping out with cold expressions. The Billionaire's private security team had arrived, uninvited. Before we dive in, if you love stories of courage, heart, and second chances, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a story that touches your soul. Because what you're about to witness will remind you, real strength isn't measured by wealth, but by love, sacrifice, and the will to protect what truly matters. The man's name was Daniel Hayes, a retired Special Forces veteran turned single father. Life had taught him pain, losing his wife to illness, fighting battles overseas, and struggling to raise his little girl, Lily, in the only home they had left, a small piece of land his late father once owned. That cabin was his world, his daughter's only safety, and his wife's final wish. But that morning, peace shattered. The security men in black suits didn't belong there. And neither did the sleek black limousine that followed. From it stepped a woman, elegant, confident, but visibly out of place among the dirt roads and pine trees. Evelyn Sinclair, heiress to one of the largest real estate empires in the country, and daughter of the very man trying to seize Daniel's land to build a luxury resort. Daniel had received letter after letter demanding he sell. He ignored them all. This land wasn't for sale. It carried memories, sweat, and love. His daughter's laughter still echoed from the old swing in the backyard, his wife's handprint still pressed in the cement near the porch. But the Sinclair Corporation saw only profit. When Evelyn approached, Daniel stood firm. "This property isn't for sale," he said coldly. "I'm not here to buy it," she replied softly. "I'm here to understand why you won't." That caught him off guard. For a billionaire's daughter, she seemed different. Her eyes weren't full of arrogance, but sadness, the kind that only comes from losing something money can't replace. The security guards stood ready, but she motioned them back. Daniel's distrust ran deep, but Lily peeked from behind him, curious. Evelyn smiled gently at the girl. "Hi there," she said. "That's a beautiful swing." "It was Mommy's favorite," Lily whispered. The moment struck Evelyn's heart. Something in that little girl's innocence, in the way Daniel's protectiveness came from pure love, reminded her of what she'd lost: her mother, her family, and her freedom to choose a life not dictated by business deals. As the sun lowered, Evelyn asked to see the land. Reluctantly, Daniel agreed. She walked beside him through the woods, over the small creek his father once fished in. He spoke little, but his silence carried history. A man who had given everything for his country, and now was asked to surrender the last piece of his life. Back at the cabin, Lily brought out an old photo, Daniel in uniform, holding her as a baby. Evelyn's eyes softened. "You served," she said. "And now you have to fight again, for your home." Daniel nodded. "Only difference is, this time the enemy wears a suit." Over the next few days, Evelyn returned alone, no guards, no threats. She helped Daniel repair the fence, watched Lily draw in the dirt, listened to their stories. Slowly, she saw the truth. This land wasn't standing in the way of progress, it was preserving something priceless. But her father, Charles Sinclair, didn't care for sentiment. When he found out his daughter was wasting time with a stubborn veteran, he sent more men. They came one afternoon while Daniel was chopping wood. The trucks rolled in again, this time with force. Daniel stormed out, eyes blazing. "Get off my property," he roared, axe in hand, standing his ground. Lily screamed and ran to him. Evelyn arrived seconds later, horrified. "Dad, stop," she yelled. "You can't do this." Charles stepped out himself, angered. "You think this man owns anything? He's sitting on my future project." Daniel's voice was low but firm. "My name's on the deed. My family built this land before your company even existed. You want to take it? You'll have to go through me." For a tense moment, no one moved. The guards hesitated. Then Evelyn stepped between them. "He's right," she said, turning to her father. "This isn't progress. It's destruction. You're trying to buy what you can't replace: integrity, honor, love. He's protecting what's real." Charles stared at his daughter, speechless. The strength in her voice was new, inspired by the man and the child who reminded her what life meant. She looked back at Daniel, her eyes filled with quiet admiration. Eventually, Charles walked away, furious but defeated. The trucks followed. Silence filled the air again, broken only by Lily's sobs as she hugged her father. Evelyn stayed behind. "You didn't just fight for land," she said softly. "You fought for what's right." Daniel sighed, the tension slowly fading. Sometimes the hardest battles aren't on foreign soil. They're right here, protecting the things that matter most. Weeks passed. Evelyn resigned from her father's company. She started a foundation for veterans and single parents, inspired by Daniel's story. She came often, bringing supplies, laughter, and hope. What began as conflict turned into friendship, and something deeper neither dared to name. By the time winter rolled around, the cabin was no longer just a symbol of loss, it was a home filled with new beginnings. Daniel had found not just peace, but a partner who understood the meaning of heart over fortune. Evelyn had found freedom, not in wealth, but in love. As the story closes, Lily runs through the snow, laughter echoing across the valley. Daniel watches from the porch, arm around Evelyn. For the first time in years, his eyes shine not with battle scars, but with gratitude.